Hey you guys, it's Miss All Day again, Algebra 2 General. We are doing day 2 of 7.4, so we're still using your same notes from yesterday. So if you scroll down to the second page, we are right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put today's date. It's the 21st. All right, so we're going to use the properties of logarithms to condense and evaluate each expression. So we're not just going to condense, we're going to condense and evaluate. All right, so let's go ahead and condense first. So remember, we're making it smaller. So we're taking log base 4 of, we're going to take the 2 and the 8 and multiply it because of that plus sign. So log base 4 of 16. All right, we just condensed it into a single logarithm. All right, now what we're going to do is evaluate. So remember back when we were doing like log base 10 of 100 equals 2? And if we were going to change that, it would have been 10 to the 2 equals 100. Remember when we were doing that? This number right here was our y. So it was like log base b of x equals y. All right, so we're going to kind of just transfer our knowledge of what we did then. Right over here, this is log base 4 of 16. And all we're doing is we're going to put it equals y into the picture. All right, I accidentally erased that. All right, so now we're going to take the base 4 to the y and set it equal to the 16. We turn a log into an exponent. That's what we did last week for 7.3. So 4 to the y equals 4 to the, now 16 is how many 4s? 2, right? So now you almost have your answer because you're evaluating. You're evaluating to find out what y is. There's your answer right there. Y equals 2. All right, let's go to the next one. We have log base 2 of, this is 80 divided by 5 because of the equal sign. All right, so 80 divided by 5 is 16. So log base 2 of 16. We condensed it. Now let's evaluate it. Set it equal to y. So you'll do 2 to the y equals 16. 2 to the y equals, now 2 to the what would be 16? That would be 4. So now you're going to set equal your y equals 4. Y equals 4. And you have evaluated. You found out what y is. All right, let's go over to the third one. Now, before we can do anything here, we've got to get that 2 as the exponent. So we're going to do log base 5 of 10 to the 2 minus log base 5 of 4. All right, now let's change that 10 to the 2 to 100. So log base 5 of 100 minus log base 5 of 4. All right, so now since it's a minus sign, we're going to take 100 and divide it by 4. All right, but we have to set it up the correct way. So we have to do log base 5 of 100 divided by 4. And we could go ahead and put equals y now if you want to. So log base 5 of 25 equals y. If you don't want to put it there, you don't have to yet. Still going to put that in parentheses because it's a fraction. All right, now 5 to the y equals 25. 5 to the y equals 5 to the 2. So y equals 2. So we're condensing it and then we're evaluating it. All right, let's go down to D. I'm going to erase a little bit so we don't have to see that in the way when we're trying to work a problem. All right. Let's look at this next one. We've got to take this coefficient and make it as an exponent. So log base 3 of 3 plus log base 3 of 81 to the 1/2. Now remember that 1/2 right there, that really means the square root of 81. So we're going to rewrite it. Log base 3 of 3 plus log base 3 of 9. because the square root of 81 is 9. All right, there's a plus sign, so we're going to multiply log base 3 of 3 times 9. All right, so that's going to be log base 3 of 27. When you get it in that format where you have your log, your base, and your argument number, that's when you set it equal to y. So now 3 to the y equals 27. I'm going to go up here. 3 to the y equals 3 to the 3. Y equals 3. So we condensed it and we evaluated it. All right, last one. All right, let's see what we need to do first here is we're going to take this and turn it into log base 2 of 24 to the 1/2. Okay, because that's what that really equals. The square root of 24 also equals 24 to the 1/2. Minus, we're going to take this 1/2, which is a coefficient, and make it a power. Log base 2 of 3 to the 1/2. All right, next we're going to see the minus sign. We're going to divide. So log base 2 of 24 to the 1/2 divided by 3 to the 1/2. Make this a little bit bigger and bring it over. Equals log base 2. Now what you're going to do is, since both of these are to the 1/2, okay, you're going to take 24 over 3 and you're going to put it in parentheses by itself. So 24 over 3. And then you're going to put the 1/2 on the outside. All right, now divide 24 divided by 3. So you have log base 2 of 8 to the 1/2 now. Well, you know what 1/2 means. That's the square root, right, of 8. We can't really do that yet. We don't know the square root of 8. It's a decimal number, okay? So what we're going to have to do next is we're just going to go ahead and put it like this. We're going to do 2 to the y, set this equal to y. Sorry, I forgot that step for you. Equals 8 to the 1/2. All right, now let's change 8 and make it a base 2 like the one on the left. This is base 2, so we need to make this base 2. They have to be the same bases if we're going to do this and solve for y. So 2 to the y equals 2 to the 3rd is 8, and then it's still to the 1/2. All right, your next step, you're still going to do 2 to the y. You can't really do anything to it yet. But you can multiply this 3 over 1 times the 1/2 and get 2 to the 3/2. And there you go. There's your answer. Y equals 3/2. All right, so that was condensing and evaluating. All right, look right below, and this is going to be called a change of base formula. All right, for any positive number, M and B. B cannot be 1, okay? For any positive number, if you have log base B of M, and you're going to change the base formula, you're going to have a log over a log, okay? Now, you're going to take your base and put it in the basement. Get it? Okay, put it below. That's going to be log B. You're going to take your M and you're going to put it in your numerator. All right, so that's how it's going to look. All right, so over here, here's the directions. Rewrite each expression using the change of base formula. Then use a calculator to find the value of each expression. And if necessary, round to the nearest thousandths. So thousandths will be 3 decimal places, okay? All right, so this is going to equal log over log. Now, you're going to take the B and put it in the basement. So the 6 goes there. You're going to take the 12 and put it in the numerator. Now, what you just did is you rewrote each expression using the change of base formula. Now, this is very important on how to put this in your calculator. If you don't put it in your calculator a certain way, you will get the wrong answer. All right, so we're going to type in log 12 into our calculator. All right, so find the log button. It's right under the second button. log 12. When you type that into your calculator, it looks like this. You have to close that parentheses. You have to, or you'll get the wrong answer. So close the parentheses. All right, now type in the divide. Divide. Now type in log 6, and press the equals button. All right, you should have gotten, remember we're going to round it to 3 decimal places. So I'm looking at mine and it says 1.3868. So this 8 is going to change that 6 to a 7. All right, so I'm going to erase that and put 7. All right, so what we did next is we found the value of the expression. So log 12 divided by log 6 is actually this number, 1.387. Of course, we rounded it. All right, let's look at the next one. Log 36 over log 5. All right, let's type this into our calculator. Log 36, close the parentheses, divided by log 5. Press the equals button. All right, so you should have got 2.2265. So the 5 changes the 6 to a 7. All right, let's do C. This is going to be log 3 over log 9. All right, type it into your calculator. Log 3, close the parentheses, divided by log 9. Press the equals button, and 0.5 is your answer. You're not going to do it 3 decimal places because those are just zeros. All right, pause me for a minute. Try this last one on your own, and then I'll do it. Log 30 over log 2 equals log 30, close the parentheses, divided by log 2. So you should have got 4.907. All right. All right, so I thought I'd go ahead and put your homework on here like I did yesterday. So this is 7.4, day 2 or part 2. We learned how to condense, to evaluate, and to do a change of base. So in your textbook, page 466 to 467, you're going to do 31 through 37 odds, and then 39 through 43 odds, and then just number 50. All right, page 466 to 467, 31 through 37 odds, 39 through 43 odds, and then 50. All right, you guys have a great Tuesday. Terrific Tuesday. Yay!